Good morning. A wild one. Just a couple of things quickly. The planned omnibus legislation that was to be discussed in Parliament tomorrow has been dumped, as we said last week. It would be, had to be. The PM, in a profoundly cynical political play, put hate speech laws and the gun laws in the one legislation, knowing full well that the coalition couldn't support it. He was hoping, however, that the Greens would support it, which would place even more pressure on Susan Lee and the coalition. Well, that backfired too because the Greens didn't want to support it. So tomorrow in the Parliament, they will address the hate speech laws and the gun buyback laws separately, which is as it should be. But what is hate speech? What is free speech? Where do they meet? Where's the point of difference? It's one of the things they'll talk about. The PM says he can't eradicate anti-Semitism in Australia without the hate speech laws. But he hasn't told us how he plans to eradicate anti-Semitism, because you can't. What you can do is enact legislation that lands on the anti-Semites. Just one hypothetical. If after this new legislation comes in, a protest, which hasn't been given permission to go ahead, goes ahead anyway, and they chant about intifadas, which is about killing Jews, or they chant from the river to the sea, which is about taking Israel, and presumably everyone in it. Blatantly anti-Semitic. What will they do? What will the police do? What will the courts do? We're about to find out how serious they are. Already our major politicians and our political parties couldn't be held in lower esteem. Well, maybe they could, but already it's very low. The first Newspoll of the year came out today, the most respected of all the polling organisations. They're normally very accurate. This morning they had Labor at 32%, Liberal Party at 21%, their lowest ever, and One Nation, 22%. So for the first time in political history in this country, One Nation is above the Liberal Party. So some serious questions are going to need to be asked and addressed there. Already some commentators are coming out talking about the dangers of One Nation, the perils of Pauline. Give us a break. You know, none of this happens in a vacuum. In the absence of genuine leadership, unorthodox leaders emerge, alternative parties emerge. It's happening in Western democracies around the world. Outlier politicians are winning votes. They're taking power. And then people are surprised that they act in an unorthodox way. They're being voted in because of the disgraceful behaviour of the major political parties. So don't blame those who are winning, blame those who are giving them a chance to win. And in this country, it's the Labor Party and it's the Liberal Party. Don't try and tell Australians how to vote or how to think. It'll never work. It was Bob Hawke, one of our great prime ministers, who said to never underestimate the great common sense of the Australian people. It was something John Howard also used to say. They were both right. Have a great day.